Thanks for coming back and joining us. Terry, talk to us some more about the Center for Individual and Family Development, and that's now located in
Gassville.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
It used to be in Cotter.
Yes.
Moved on down the road, a little bit bigger building.
A very beautiful building that the hospital has owned previously in the past and was sitting empty, and we have used it. We're about to outgrow it again.
Oh my!
But it's right next to McDonald's in Gassville, so you
everybody
can't
knows,
miss
I was
us.
gonna say, everybody knows where that is.
Yes, ma'am.
Vanilla ice cream cones, 49 cents. Yeah.
Yeah. And they focus on referrals from our inpatient. We have several folks that go out there for outpatient once they're released from the hospital. We have 4 therapists on site, full time.
Who are their clientele primarily, besides those that are discharged from the hospital?
Any folks that have an Axis 1 diagnosis, which is a mental health regulatory commissioned Axis 1 diagnosis, which is anything from major depression disorder, schizophrenia, so many diagnoses that you have if you have going through marital problems.
And then you can treat the whole family? So, because it's never just one person's issue.
Never.
It affects, if there's problems, it affects everyone that's in that family.
Exactly.
So you see families then on a counseling basis with the therapists and... Okay.
The ones that are their professional background, whoever has worked that and are comfortable with adults, with marital planning, with children, and not everybody likes the same population or comfortable doing those populations. You may be certified in play therapy for children. You may not want to work with children as you get older, as I do. I love children to death, but I'm more comfortable relating with the adults and the geriatric children. I worked with 30 years with children and adolescents, but so our therapists, whatever their specialty is where we want them focusing their direct practice.
Now, how does someone, let's say a couple realizes, the wife realizes that their particular family is in crisis and there's an agreement to do counseling or therapy. Can they call the CIFD directly and come in, or do they have to be referred by physician? Do they have to, how do they come to you?
They can walk in.
Okay, they can do it on a walk-in basis.
Yes, ma'am.
Say, we need some help, and what do we do to get that help?
Right. We have referrals from court.
Oh, okay.
We have interventions for the court would request that they go in and have some marriage counseling before granting of divorces. They have maybe a child that's been in trouble at school that is involved with the juvenile probation office, and they require that they go get some anger management help. If you walk in or call our office at 435-5511 and ask for our coordinator, we have an on-site psychiatrist that comes on Thursdays, Dr. Price, every other week, and we can set up an intake for whatever the needs are, wherever it need be. We try to schedule all appointments in a confidential area, quietly. We do have outreach therapists that are at the school-based level.
We were talking about that a little bit during the break. Tell me about the school programs. What's going on there?
Well, we have expanded in with the Mountain Home School District with a school base in the schools with case managers and therapists, that if a child has mental health needs, that is having behavior problems, that has ADHD, ADD, maybe they're having boyfriend-girlfriend problems, maybe they're having mom and dad problems at home, and they need some professional guidance that school counselors usually do not get into. They will refer to our therapists that are on site in each of the schools. We have partnered and signed contracts with the Mountain Home School District to provide these services. We have just recently, a few weeks ago, expanded on that process, where we're contracted with the Mountain Home School District to provide services for a Guy Berry College and Careers program that will take children, adolescents that have been in alternative learning education programs to come back, learn a trade, graduate from school. Not that they're going to fall through cracks somewhere and that they're quitting school and going back into the community. We're encouraging them. We've hired special folks that will be coming in to give them the assistance and the encouragement that they need to build their self-esteem.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. And that trade will serve them well the rest of their lives. And what a difference that'll make in the course that a young person follows. So keeps them off drugs, have them become a real resource and someone special to be in the society versus a problem in the society, so to speak. Yeah.
Peer pressure is a big factor.
Oh, I bet.
In schools with our adolescents. And for you folks in the audience, you need to know that the peer pressures are as great in high school as they are, or even becoming younger, 5th, 6th grade, peer pressures for trying these drugs, trying sex. All these things are younger and younger. The encouragement that we could give you as parents is get involved with your children. Know what they're doing. Instead of them going to somebody else's house to visit at night, encourage them to bring their friends home into your home. Not only it might cost you a few extra groceries, kids love to eat, but you know where your children's at. You might help some other child open up that can't talk at home, and you might be the one that helps them turn their life around, that they're not self-mutilating, cutting on themselves, not contemplating suicide.
They're seeing another family living in a different manner. In other words, if there's fighting, shouting, screaming at home, and that's all they know, they come to a friend's house, like you're suggesting, who has, a good, loving family and home, and want to take care of other kids as well. What a great opportunity for that child to be exposed to that, to say, there really is another way to live your life. So
it is. And the one factor that I've learned in the past 10 years in dealing with children and adolescents from all diverse backgrounds is they all want to be loved. They all want to be cared for. They all want to be nurtured. And you can have the maddest child in the world that thinks the world is down on him because he doesn't have the best clothes, he doesn't have a car, he doesn't have iPads, computers, laptops like all of his friends, and he gives the parents grief because maybe they don't have the income to afford those things. And then you get into another classification where the family really can't afford these things, Donna, but they go into credit card debt. And that causes so many more compounded things.
Yep.
And that's where our therapists and our case managers get involved. Our case managers, paraprofessionals, they connect families with resources in the community to be able to help them get help on their electric bill, their water bills, be able to connect them to resources to buy clothes where kids don't feel out of place in the school system. There's so many, you talk about the gala,
right?
The things that was recently in the news about the great response of giving from folks and businesses to help organizations. There's children out here that are going hungry at night, folks, that all they need is a little bit of encouragement. We have some ideas that we talked about this week. Angel trees, you see them all over. Well, we can have some in the hospital adopt this child just because they're here. Write your name down.
Right.
Expand. So we have a lot of ideas.
Pay it forward. Keep paying it forward.
You bet. You bet.
And this is one of the most generous communities I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of. I have never seen such generosity. And when you talked about the children they want to, they always want to be individuals, but they want to look like everybody else.
Sure.
So I don't think that's ever changed. And different organizations that have programs that provide clothes for kids, and it's done in such a manner that nobody ever knows they're receiving this.
Exactly.
It's done with understanding. It's done with humility. It's done quietly.
Yeah.
So.
Our school-based summer program expanded from 1 day in the summer to 4 days this year. We're buying everybody T-shirts just alike. It doesn't matter what socioeconomic background your family's from. Everybody's going to look alike.
Yep. Yep.
So that's just another great portion of our program that's expanding, where children aren't at home all day through the summer, that are our clients, and that they will not regress throughout the summer and get in trouble.
Right.
They can go back to school and be right up where they left off.
Right up where they need to be. That's a wonderful idea, because a lot of times there's no parent supervision. Mom and dad both have to work.
Exactly.
And what are they eating? Whatever quickly opens out of a bag, or so not getting real nutritional items either. So, and all of that goes hand in hand. So. Well, Terry, one more time, how can people reach the Hensley Behavioral Health Center? What's the number there that they can be reached?
The Hensley Behavioral Unit is 508-6494 or 6400. The outpatient clinic is 435-5511. You can go online to the Baxter Hospital.
BaxterRegional.org. That's our website. Yep.
And be connected or leave a message, and we will get back with you. We won't know. The Baxter Hospital program is geared toward all populations, not just one segment. And that's the great thing about the hospital that I love up here, being new to this area. The community outreach that the hospital has, the focus and goals of administration toward the outreach and the building of the community is just tremendous. So
it's great to be able to say that you're a part of BRMC.
I definitely am. Yeah. And it's so clean.
Yeah. Terry, thank you so much for joining us today. We're really glad to have you on the show. You've given our viewing audience some wonderful advice on how to help themselves and help their children, maybe grandchildren, whoever they can. All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week.